Joining me is a very special Australian. She's a chair of the Minderoo Foundation, a passionate advocate for women in this country, and though not at all defined by it, but also the wife of mining billionaire Andrew Twiggy Forrest. Now, Nicola has stepped into the spotlight, leading a group of passionate women from diverse backgrounds and experiences to come together and demand action. Nicola Forrest, thank you so much for your company and welcome to Sky News.
Thank you so much, Erin.
Now, without being crass, you're very wealthy. You don't need to care or to fight for things that matter to you. Why do you do it?
That's a really good question. People do often ask me that. Look, over 20 years ago, Andrew and I set up the Minderoo Foundation, and at the core of that was to give every Australian child the right to reach their full potential, give them the opportunity. And, you know, I grew up in the country, New South Wales, and always thought we live in the lucky country. And as years have gone by, we are becoming less lucky. And so you can't sit by and see issues and not do something. So we continue to try.
I got a very special invite to a dinner that you held a couple of months ago in Sydney with a group of women who dedicate their lives to this essentially. Where are we failing, not only women but children in this country? And why does it matter to everyone, not just women and children?
Erin, that was a great night and we've really had some great support. Thank you very much. The reason that Women for Progress came together is that it's many voices coming together, women from all different persuasions, political persuasions and life experiences. And the thing is, we've come together to say the major issues facing Australia is, and holding us back, is that we are not investing enough in the early years, and that has a reverberating effect across all the different outcomes for women. So we've put together 10 different areas around women's safety, leadership, financial equality, but at the heart of it and the very first part, I was really pleased because of Thrive by 5, the other campaign that we are running, is that without unlocking and creating an affordable and accessible early learning system in Australia, we are holding women back as well as the potential productivity of our children.
Looking at childcare, I'm a single mum, I've got a 3.5-year-old. It's expensive, I know that. A lot of my female friends don't work because they can't afford to basically put their kids in childcare and work. When people say the government should do more, should pay more, people who don't have kids say, why should my taxes be funding that when I'm not getting any benefit out of it? What do you say to that?
Well, we have universal health, we have universal education, and I think where we are really failing our country is that those first 5 years, we don't have anything universal about that. And in fact, it's so the jurisdiction around who is in charge of children from maternal health, between maternal health and school, there's a huge gap. So at either end of the spectrum, we're failing families here in Australia because for those, and where I started on this journey is the most disadvantaged in Australia. More than 20% of our children arrive at school developmentally delayed. Now that's just a disgrace when you think about the lucky country. But equally, we are ranked the #1 most educated women in the world, and yet we rank 70th in participation. And the two are inextricably linked. And then add to that, that the biggest growing number of homeless people in Australia are women over the age of 55. And that is linked to the fact that when they go out of the workforce, like you're speaking about, they lose superannuation, they lose so much financial security that they can never catch up.
So how do you convince the power brokers, the government, whether it be the coalition or Labor, depending on what happens on May 21, that it's in their interest to do this?
Look, we're really pleased that the campaign that we have been running for over 18 months has really gained traction. I think you can see, I mean, the cost of living is a huge part of this election. Childcare is a huge part of that cost. It's increased far more. I was with some young mothers this morning at a playgroup in Melbourne, and childcare, their fees have gone from $90 to $140 a day for their children. I mean, the costs are exorbitant, and we're making life harder for families in Australia. So it's not how can we afford to do it, it's we can't afford not to.
Which party's policies align better with what you're trying to achieve?
Look, we've been delivering our 10 asks, which to all sides of politics, and we're still waiting for some of those returns. You're seeing that some of the language is coming out now. So, look, we all need to do better, and we're just calling for leadership on this issue and long-term vision for this country.
Will you be voting Labor or Coalition?
I have no idea how I'm going to vote. I'm going to wait and see how they respond to the RF.
Undecided.
And I think that's the power to all your listeners, because it's up to each and every one of us. And I urge people to really look at what are the issues that are going to unlock the potential of this country. There's a triple dividend in investing in our children. And whether you've got children or you don't have children, they are the biggest asset to this country.
Just quickly, what is life like for you? Is there any area of normality that normal people can relate to when it comes to someone that, you know, has done what you've done and your family has done?
Oh, look, I think I'm a pretty normal person. Having grown up in the country, I think I've got good, solid values. My children tease me. I hate waste, so I'm, you know, and that's why I'm on this journey, because it's the waste of human potential. But yeah, I love going to the beach with my dogs or being on the hockey sideline and chatting with other mums.
Speaking of being a mum, one of your daughters just got engaged. Very exciting news. She was an actress in the Ride Like a Girl movie
she
as
was.
well. Great news for your family.
Thank you so much. It's really exciting.
Brilliant.
Now we've got a wedding.
Oh, a wedding to plan. How exciting.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for your time, Nicola, and your passion. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Erin.